Hey guys, it's Aaron and welcome back to the house of Aaron. Welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. I'm excited to be with you guys on this Thursday afternoon. Y'all, I cannot believe it is Thursday already. Like, this week flew all the way by. However, I am excited because that means we are one day closer to the season 13 premiere of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And you guys already know that this whole video is going to be about RHOA. So first things first, we got to get into Miss Kandi Burruss and Cynthia Bailey shading the new housewife, Drew Sidora. And they're basically saying that Drew cannot dress, okay? They're calling her the worst dressed on the cast. And then I want to get into Miss Wendy Williams. She is telling Miss Patricia Thomas not to pay Cynthia her $170,000. It is a whole mess, okay? We're going to get into it and then some more. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And let's get straight into the video. All right, you guys, so let's just get straight into it. Let's talk about Miss Kandi, okay? Miss Kandi Yams, Miss OLG, and then we got to get into Miss Cheekbones, Cynthia Bailey, because they did an interview with Us Weekly magazine, okay? Shout out to Us Weekly. They sat up there on their YouTube channel and was throwing shade at all the girls, honey, okay? The interviewer asked who out of all the housewives in y'all's franchise is the worst dresser, okay? Who cannot dress on the cast? And y'all, Kandi and Cynthia said Drew Sidora. And I was just looking at the screen like, damn, okay, y'all ain't have to do the new girl like that. Check this clip out.
I guess I would have to give Drew. And then worst dress. Ooh, Lord have mercy. As much as I love my girl Drew, I think she's still figuring out her style.
Okay, so, you know, Kandi and Cynthia throwing slight shade at Miss Drew, okay, saying that she worst dressed or whatever. But honestly, I can't get upset at Kandi or Cynthia because Drew honestly is the worst dressed, okay, from what I've seen. She is very basic, okay. No designer brands, okay, in the words of Miss Marlo Hampton. She ain't wearing no designer. Which you don't have to wear designer to be, you know, a good, you know, dresser or to put together some really cute fits. However, it don't look like Drew got on not a Gucci nor a Louis nor a Fendi or a Prada. She might be wearing nada. And then on top of that, can we talk about the hair and makeup? Okay, the hair and makeup just don't be on point, okay? It just don't be on point. So it is what it is. Not taking anything away from Drew Sidora. Like, she is a beautiful young woman. I'm sure she's very talented, okay? Beautiful gowns, in the words of Aretha Franklin. But a dresser, she is not. So I'm going to have to agree with Kandi and Cynthia on that. But y'all, Drew is throwing some shade of her own, okay? When she was asked the question, who is worst dressed on the cast, Drew gonna say, LaToya, okay? And y'all, I started screaming because how Drew, the worst dresser, gonna call somebody else worst dressed? Okay, she had to deflect and try to put it off on the other new girl, Miss LaToya Ali. So I was like, okay, Drew. However, I don't think LaToya is worst dressed, okay? Is she a little basic herself? Of course she is. But Drew, you definitely take that crown. But I wanted to ask you guys, do y'all ever notice how the new girls, okay, every time there's a new housewife, they always just look not as fabulous, you know, not as put together, not as, you know, fashion forward as the veterans. And then as the seasons go by, they get a little bit more fashion forward, their hair and makeup gets a little better, and their budget to buy some designer gets a little bit extensive, okay? And so we are not going to you know, beat up on Miss Drew Sidora so hard because we know the budget is about this big, okay? You got to give her a couple seasons and a couple million so that she can be on the same level as Kandi, Portia, and Kenya and them, right? And so let me know what you guys think about the shade that was being thrown down in the comments below. Now, moving on to the season 13 premiere, you guys know that I did a whole video on the season 13 premiere, right? And I told you guys like what the storylines are going to be about and what are going to be the major happenings in this first episode. And I actually got the opportunity to watch the first 4 minutes of season 13. And you guys can actually watch the first 4 minutes as well. I joined the Bravo Insider emailing list, okay? And you guys should definitely do so as well. So go ahead and go over to bravotv.com, sign up for their Bravo Insider, and you guys can like get all the, special perks and the tea and the exclusive content, okay? And along with that, you can watch the first 4 minutes of the season 13 premiere. With that being said, in the first 4 minutes, Kenya in the first 4 minutes of the episode was talking about the quarantine and the coronavirus and how when everything first started happening, we had to quarantine and lock down and things like that. And no one could leave the house, okay? You could go to Publix, Walmart, or Kroger, and that was about it. You took your ass to the grocery store, and then you took your ass right back to the house. And Kenya was basically just describing those moments and describing that time period earlier on in the year. And she said that when she was quarantining with her daughter, it was just them two in that big ass house in Atlanta, that she actually got really depressed, okay? It got really lonely, she got really depressed, and she wasn't in a really good headspace. And you know what? I actually felt for Kenya in that moment. I was just like, wow, okay? I'm seeing a human side of Kenya, because usually I'm just getting the villain. We're just getting the show character, okay? Usually I feel like we're just getting the actress. We know Kenya loves to act, in the words of Marlo Hampton. And so I actually felt like Kenya was coming from a real genuine place. I was like, wow. And you know what? I would be lonely and depressed too if I was quarantining without my man, okay, without my husband. If my, marriage was on the brink of divorce, and then you have all of these travel restrictions to where you can't go see your man and your man can't go see you, right? Even though that kind of slick wasn't the case when it comes to New York. You could have went and left and flew in and out of New York. I'm just saying, but she just chose not to. Probably because that marriage was doomed from the beginning, okay? But I digress. But yeah, I was like, wow, I really felt for Kenya in that moment. So make sure y'all tune in December 6th at 8 o'clock on Bravo for the season 13 premiere of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So then you can come back here to the House of Aaron so we can talk all about it. Moving right along, let's talk about Miss Wendy Williams, okay, before we get on out of here, honey, okay? Miss Wendy is a complete mess, and she gets on my nerves, okay? And she's getting on my nerves some more today. And every time she says something stupid, y'all know I gotta come on here and relay the message to y'all so I can get y'all opinion. So Wendy caught herself on her show yesterday talking about the Peter and Cynthia situation. Patricia, the 7th housewife, and Cynthia. And their whole situation when it comes to Cynthia suing Peter for the $170,000 because they were supposed to buy a property for Bar One's Atlanta location or what have you. We now know that Peter never did a second location for Bar One Atlanta. He went over there to Charlotte, North Carolina to open it up. He couldn't pay his taxes. And shout out to the house guests, because you guys stay informing me, okay, educating me. You guys have said that Peter actually now has a Bar One Miami, and apparently it's doing pretty well, okay? So congratulations to Peter. Now that it's doing well, though, I hope you can afford to pay this $170,000 debt that you owe your ex-wife. Now, Wendy Williams was talking about this situation, and she basically said that she doesn't disagree with Cynthia suing for her check, okay? Because it's COVID out here. We've all been hit hard as far as the economy and our health, okay? Everything is at risk, and we need all the coins we can get. But she also says that Peter should not pay the money, okay? Wendy's saying Peter doesn't have to give her nothing because he basically sustained her tenure on the Housewives. Check this clip out.
But if I were Peter, I wouldn't pay it. And I'll tell you why. He went along with being on the Housewife show. And you were good for Cynthia's plot line, because basically without you and the men plot line, she doesn't have a plot line.
And so I understand what Wendy is saying, okay? Did she lie? Okay, did she lie? Absolutely not. Without Peter, Cynthia's tenure on the show would be boring, and more boring, okay? Not that it isn't boring already. Just saying, okay? Because Cynthia isn't the most interesting thing to walk across the television screen. However, when you have a debt that needs to be owed, Peter, you need to pay up, All right. Now that you have, Bar 1 Charlotte, the house guest also told me that Bar 1 Charlotte is apparently still a thing. I really should Google it, okay, and confirm some of this information, because sometimes you can't take people's word for it. But apparently there's still a Bar 1 Charlotte. You got Bar 1 Miami. So you should be making a little bit of some type of coin. And so you need to give the lady her money. And that's just that on period. And Wendy, stay out of grown folk business. So I'm going to wrap it up right here. Let me know what you guys think about Wendy Williams' silly comments. We just going to call her the silly rabbit, okay? Because tricks are for kids. And then I also want to get you guys' opinion on Kandi and Cynthia shading the hell out of Miss Drew Sidora. Did they lie? Okay, do you guys think that Drew Sidora is the worst dressed? Honestly, I kind of agree with them. So let me know down below. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to create a great day. Bye, you guys.